It's really, really my honor that you all guys came out spending 3 hours of your life and you have so many things going on. But believe me, at the end of this presentation, these 3 hours you spend, if you pay full attention, it will stay for your life. You will gain so much out of it. I'm not only you will gain it, but I'm expecting each one of you will work as an ambassadors and will go out and spread the message, and in your lifetime you will affect at least 10 people in your life. So we'll see who is God. You will feel like you are now 19 years old, attending the college, taking the first class, you need to take Religion 101. So that's will be it. What are Abrahamic and Dharmic faiths? That's the main focus of my talk. What are interfaith marriages? Natural cause of relation, how relationship built, and role of parents and community, what we could do it. I'm an interfaith marriage consultant. I have guided some 1,200 youths. They come to me that I have these issues, that issues, I'm pregnant, what should I do now? Nobody knows, it's only 1 month going on. So I have really chance of knowing what probably their parents will know after a year or two, or probably never. And probably they will not talk to anybody else, but they will tell me everything. Because I'm some cyber guy admin. They don't know who they are. And their name is, so they are hidden. So that way I have an opportunity to know something very, very dear, very inside, which none of you will ever have chance. Or even marriage counselor may have limitations. Again, I'm an absolutely non-profit organization. It's not religious organizations, not attached to any organizations. And I'm absolutely working 100% non-profit. I put it even in my book. I'm not going to make a penny out of this book. Even though I make $1 million, I'm going to non-profit use. I'm not for or against interfaith marriages, and that's why I want to be very clear. Don't feel that, oh my God, this guy is going to say that, walk away. That's not true. As a matter of fact, I have seen many interfaith marriages are really striving versus there are so many divorces within faith. So why this thing happens, that's something we will analyze it. And I'm not here to point fingers, which is very important. I'm not here to say, you know, those guys do these things, they would point finger at us. And actually it's a losing proposition. Further, as a community, you have to know that if somebody's son or daughter married to somebody, and generally I have seen the tendency that, अरे देखा, उसने लड़की ने क्या कर दिया, इतना मोह हो गया उसका. अरे, why we are putting salt in their wound? So we need to really take seriously help to help them out. So now, you may be wondering how, I'm a cancer research scientist. I have no interest in religion and all those things. Then how it all started, how I got onto it. May 20, 2006, 12:30, I learned that one of my relatives is married to a Muslim. So right away I sat down on Google and searching on it, I started getting hot flashes. How can this be? In few more months I got a wedding invitation from a church. Right away I sat on Google's website of that church and went to church to come for it. And the church says, yes, the Hindu will have to sign a prenuptial agreement that their Hindu heritage will end. Now we'll have a Christian heritage will start. That's the document you have to. I said, what? And parents probably even don't know that their daughter is or son is going to sign these kind of things. So it really hits me hard, and that was in 2006. I could not sleep many nights. I keep on tossing, turning. It doesn't make sense. It does not make. So out of therapy for my sleeplessness, I took a piece of paper and started writing all those thoughts. And ultimately I published it in Hinduism Today. They really like it and then give me forum. But still, problem was always that when I talk to anybody, they say, Dilip, kya? The headache karta hai. This is no issue. You think it's there, it's not their issue. So I could not convince anybody that this is something worth looking into it. So I took it on myself. Instead of focusing locally, fighting locally, I took it internationally and set up the web forum, interfaithsadi.com or one. In the beginning, the website was really, nobody will come to your website. Why they will come to you? But then I got two good hits. Let's look at what was the hits there. This Matiha, she writes it on it's a public forum, so she wrote it. She says that she's born to Muslim father and a Muslim mother, and the first thing she ever read was Quran. And she was 100% Muslims and Dal Muslim. But at age 14, she found out that her mother was Hindu. And when she heard the total story, she got so pissed off. At she became adult. At age 18, she hired a lawyer, get the mother divorced, get her certified as a physician, and now she is a practicing physician. You should read that story. It's on page 187 of the book. It will really move you. During the same time, there is another guy came, Shyam. He was happily married to a Muslim lady for 18 years and has 3 children. Now all of a sudden, his wife started wearing a veil. Not only that, she will tell him, "You are a kafir." Kafir. Kafir is a word which it's a worst person in the world. That's kafir. Even his children will not stop respecting because you are something untouchable. So he got so depressed about it, and you should read again on page 181. He was so depressed about these things, and he says, "I'm suffering from asthma, and each day I hope that I will have a big asthma attack. I die. It will be easier for me to die than face my parents and tell them that your grandkids are no more Hindus. I keep on fooling you. Sorry, it was not right." Now you have to know that from 2009 to 2016, this guy admin keeps on posting. It was a major team of 2 people, me and Google. I don't need anybody. Google keeps on anything. Google says go there. That's it. Even today, you put it on Google certain terms, Hindu-Muslim marriage. Boom. First will be this one. So by now I have some 23,000 comments. Actually, none of your comments may be on that website. And still there are 23,000. Everybody's view, from all faiths. That's the beauty about it, that people from all faiths could contribute. So if I say anything, people will challenge you right there, right now. And there are 1,200 experiences, and there are millions of hits on this website. And now I'm summarizing all my experience in this book. So when you read 230 or 320 pages, you have all 12 years of my research. I'm a scientist. I had my PhD. Actually, this is my another PhD. Actually, it's like 2 PhDs. 12 years of research, collection of a lot of data. It's, normally we publish paper. Now I'm publishing a book. Who is God? Jews call God Lord God. Muslim calls Allah. Christian called Jesus God or Son of a God. Hindu calls many names. Where does God live? Abrahamic faith believes that God lives somewhere there, talks to only certain people called apostles, and apostles then convey this message in the book. Apostles are not same as gurus. Our gurus are knowledgeable people, but that doesn't, God could talk to you or anybody. So there's a difference. It's not the same as gurus. Versus we know Hindus believe that God, you want to look inside. Same thing Buddhism teaches. Abrahamic says God always has a he. We say she or he, anything goes. Now, you may say probably all of them are godly or something like that, because you are a pluralist. You have to know certain terminology. The pluralist will believe that everybody could have salvation based on your karma. It's not that only certain faiths has a special route to God. Versus exclusivists believe that that's only my way and my book. That's the only way to go to God. All the others are fake. They are telling wrong, they are lying, they are confused people, and we have to change their ideology. So that's the exclusivist thinking. Now, as I showed a lot of gods, exclusivist says there is only one God, and that's my God. And there is only one book as described in my own book. So that's exclusivism. And that's when you are in interfaith relationship, that's what you have to find it out. Whether is the other person is a pluralist, accepting others, or is it an exclusivist? And if it is exclusivist, are you ready to accept that ideology for your life? Now there are two types of religion: monotheist, polytheist. See, I told you it's a religion 101. Are Hindus monotheist or polytheist? We all know we are polytheists in practical sense, but in reality, we are true monotheists. As Rigveda says, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. There is only one God, it's just different names. Now, Abrahamic, as I said, Jews, Christians, and Islam. Those you could consider as a very simple term, as a three sons of one father, Abraham. Versus Dharmic faiths, you know it. There is a clear difference between these two groups of people. Those Abrahamic faith came from this roundabout Jerusalem in Middle East, and Dharmic faiths from India. All those Abrahamic faiths, they are fundamentally exclusivist religions. They themselves will agree, that is true. Not only they are exclusivists, Christian won't accept Jews' beliefs versus Islam's beliefs. They are exclusivists even for within themselves. That's not accept even each other's. Right. Versus Dharmics are in general very pluralist. Circumcision is important in most cases. Ceremony and trial, something burial versus cremations. And they believe that there is a judgment day, which is different than reincarnation. Judgment day, they believe that the God who gave the message, but God is going to come back again, or Jesus was son, he's going to come back again. So Jesus will one day is going to come back, and God will judge everybody that, okay, Gopinathji, I know you. You did not believe me, you did not follow me, you go to hell, this side. So within 2 hours, God will make all those decisions. So they are so scared of them. And who will, all those people who died millions of years before, actually they believe only 3,000, 4,000 years. So all those, in 4,000 people, all those people died, they are still waiting in those graves. Their soul will get combined, and then they will, God will make that judgment. And they going to have, those who followed the scriptures, they will have an everlasting life. What says, you know, incarnations. Question: how many of you have read Bible from page 1 to last page? Good. At least one hand is 2 hands. Great. Very happy.
Which Bible?
Yeah. There is no the Bible. That's a good important point. When I wanted to read Bible, I went to Barnes and Noble and I says, I'd like to buy the Bible. She says, what? Which Bible? And how many of you have read Quran? 3, 4, 5. Wow, I'm happy to see that. Actually, I would say that all of you should read Quran because it's a very short book, very simple message, and very interesting. It really holds you well. It's you will know the truth. What is its first hand? So let me give you religion 101. You know that there was a completely vacuum there, and God decided to make the world. So He took 2 days and make the earth and the world He put on, and then He took 4 more days and put on the people and the animal and the trees, and so it took God 6 days to make the earth, and then 7 days He rested. So that's why we have Sunday relaxing day. So no, it is true. And then God decided to put on a human being there. So you know, first guy God put it on, Adam, and from Adam's rib, God made the woman. So woman came, if you don't know woman, that you came from us. I mean man, Adam. And then later on there was a Noah's Ark, there was a big flood, so probably you may have heard it. And then comes Abraham in 1949. He had circumcision at age in 99, and then he had children. He did not have it till then. And then, so Abrahamic God came and talked to him. That's why he's apostle. And all those are apostles. Isaac, Jacob. Moses is the one who these Jewish people use a lot more his teachings and all that. And he's the one who God gave him the 10 Commandments, which we all know about 10 Commandments, or we saw the movie. And then a lot of goes on, David, Solomon, and all that. So at that time, there were Jewish people, and there were pagan, polytheist people, and all that. So Jewish people, they were in so much control at that time in Arabia, and they had practices which are more strict laws and all that. And Jesus came and Jesus said, no, I mean, you guys are stuck in something. So Jesus was a reformer, and he started bringing a lot of progressive ideas, and I have a special chapter on them. And I personally really love Jesus' messages. He was really trying to make good changes. So that's what Jesus came, great message, died, because he created trouble, and somehow Romans and Jews, ultimately he was hanged to death, and he was severely punished. Now, Bible was written some 320 years after Jesus died. And it's a collection of all those stories, so many stories, they put it together, and that's the Bible. Now, unfortunately, today's churches, they are not spending time on Jesus' messages, that what Jesus said and Jesus all about. But they spend a lot more time on how Jesus was beaten, and how Jesus died, how he took the pain. And what does that mean? That Adam, he ate that apple and he committed sin. So because Jesus took all of us sin, and now it's on Jesus, and that's why he was beaten. And that's why everybody's sin, Jesus took it. So he's so nice, he took all of us sin, not yours, because you are not baptized. But if you want to remove your sin, the only thing you have to do is that you get baptized and start following Jesus, then your sin will be clear. If not, you're stuck. So my point is, church are not spending more time on Jesus' great messages, but they spend more time on Jesus' death, how he died, and then in 3 days his body disappeared, and then few days his ghost was coming and talking to people. And so they are so stuck on Jesus' death, not just Jesus' life. So that's a big difference there. And then some 300 years later, Muhammad came, and he says, Jesus was called Son of a God. So they changed the God's name, now it's Father God, no more Lord God. And Muhammad came and says, wait. How could God have a son? God is Nirankari. God cannot have akar. That's what the Abrahamic teaching is. All of a sudden, how could God have an akar and start giving birth to sons and all that? So Muhammad said, no, back to whatever original Abrahamic teaching. You cannot have, God cannot have any akar, cannot have. So basically in Quran, he's saying that Christianity is an invalid religion. God cannot have a son. So anybody says son of a God, that's a monstrous falsehood. That's the word used in Quran. So theologically speaking, that cannot be good, and plus Quran says that don't make friends with Christians and Jews. So theologically speaking, there cannot be compromise between these three faiths. Now, just to give you perspective, where Vedas and Krishnas, they were way long before Buddha's, Mahavir came something 500 years before Jesus, and then Guru Nanak came later on. Just timelines for you. Now, how many of you know first and second commandments? Hitaji, maybe you want to read it? This is the first and second commandment.
I am the Lord your God. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make. No, I cannot read this. I don't believe in this. Sorry.
This is the second commandment.
I'm not going to.
That I am the Lord your God. You shall know. There shall not be no other God before me. You shall not make yourself an idol, whether in the form of anything in the heaven above, or that is the earth beneath, or in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for the Lord I am God, jealous God. For the Lord, punishing the children, those who make mistakes, to 3 to 4 generations. So those innocent children who will be born, they will get punished. And this jealous God is not a typo. In Bible, jealous God, I counted, is written 31 times. Angry God is written 238 times. And fear God is used 455 times. So they mean business. Don't take it lightly. Jews is clearly believing in one God, Judaism. Lord God, the Lord is one. Declaration of war against polytheism. Clearly that's the Jewish beliefs. And Trinity, as I said, it's not, it's a violation of the unity of God. Jews consider themselves God's chosen people. They take pride on it because God says in Bible, if you read it, it says that I'm for you, I will protect you, Jewish people and all that. So they feel so proud. And that's why, because they were elite, they never converted anybody. You cannot be, oh no, we are special. Idol or Jesus or Allah worship is intolerable. A Jewish child, on 8th day, there is a circumcision. And there is no circumcision because Abraham has a problem. He has to get circumcised at 99 age. So that's why if child is not circumcised, they feel that something bad going to happen. And they cannot wait till 8th day, till this child has a circumcision. Christianity, Jesus says, is the only Son of God, and that faith in Jesus is the only way to achieve salvation. Jesus himself said, I am the way, the truth, and life. No one comes through Father except through me. So that is the sort of his agent. You better be happy, you better, on judgment day, he will be sitting there next to God, and he will be judging, you will be judged, all of you, that, boom, go this way, that way. Yes, non-baptized carries sin, and there is no major church, today there is no major church in America has accepted that the Hindu gods could lead to salvation, which is true. Check it out or challenge your Christian colleagues. So then you get into country question and you ask, so is Mother Teresa going to go in heaven? Sure. And how about Mahatma Gandhi? And they will, let's hear what they have to say. You ask them. Christian claims that they are monotheists, but they have already 3 forms. That's polytheist. Christian tells us Hindus that you are idol worshipper. What you are worshipping? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Black Jesus, White Jesus, Baby Jesus, Wood Cross, the idol of Mary, St. John, St. Paul, Pope, Santa, and so on and on and on. These are all idols. They are not God. And if they are God, yes, our are also God. It's the same thinking what you have. You say, no, that's just we use for this thing. That's what we use for too. There's no difference, I see at least. Rajiv Malhotra, he wrote this book, Being Different, and actually my interview should come out, unfortunately, will not have this program, but will come out next week. So look in his Facebook page. He put it really nicely, and probably you could use it when you are in conversation with Christian, that if they are says, get baptized. This says, look, we are born divine. We don't have the problem. What are you trying to solve? That's it. We don't need your baptism because we are already divine. Quran on non-Muslim, you should read first time. Will burn them in fire, those unbelievers. And then your skin will get peeled off and you will feel pain. And then God will give you new skin. Why? So they could burn it second time, so you could have pain twice. Kill them whenever you find them. We give you absolute authority. Quran 47:4 says, strike their heads off. God could have done himself to punish this thing because God is so powerful, could have done this thing, but he left it sort of, he ordained on Muslims to take care of it. Now, problem is, I told you not to finger point, but I I myself ended doing it. I mean, if I'm a researcher and if I'm consulting somebody, I have to at least lay all those facts in front of you. So I'm sorry I did it, but just for the educational purpose, I had to put this on so you know it. To balance it out, let me, now you're not going to like it. And what is Gita says? Let me give you this one. This is for, let's say some Christian or Muslim is in love with our son or daughter, and they will come out and they read it and says, look this one, that's what your Krishna says. And then our son, daughters, first of all, they never read Gita, they don't know the context, and they says, I don't know, you have a point. Your Krishna said, everyone follow my path in all respect. Wait, I go to my church, I'm not following Krishna. Why is saying this? The fool disregard me in the human form. Krishna in the human form. This is, no, you are fool. This is, Krishna is calling us fool. Those who are devotee of other gods, who worship them with a faith, actually worship me only, but they do in the wrong way. So what is all those churches doing? And abandon all variety of religion and just surrender unto me. Okay, I'm putting this thing, that is the chapter on it. I have to put it on because if Christian or Jews or Muslims marrying a Hindu, they have to know all those words of Hinduism. And our sons or daughter has to explain it, what does it mean. Just because same way I'm putting. So what I'm trying to do is put everything up front. Here it is. As dirty, I'm putting all dirty laundry up front and for everybody. This is what the truth is. Do you know how to face it? Yeah. This, after reading my book, their married, whatever plan married will be delayed by 1 year. But I think it's better than rushing to get married without knowing it. See, some of the problems are, for example, over here, abandon variety of religion. That's one of the Gita says, word is the word religion. Actually word is a dharma. And dharma and religion are not the same thing. Same thing when Krishna is saying all those things. It has its own context when he says abandon all those variety of gods, meaning we have so many millions of gods. So it did not mean, Krishna did not mean talking about Jesus and all that. So there is always a lot of confusion. And I'm not here to solve it. It's our youths who are in love. They have to think and what does it mean, they have to decide for it. So with that, let's take a break. I know it's a pretty heavy duty dose. And on whatever I told you this part, I'd like to hear what questions you have, what you have in mind. Please. Move to part 2, interfaith marriages. I did a survey and found that 38% of our Dharmics married to Abrahamic. I hope there is no surprise to you. I was invited to a radio show and presenting. One of the technicians, she was sitting there, she was very much attentive to my presentations, and after that she cornered me, Shefak Maya. And she's a Muslim, and she said, I'm wondering how about Muslims? I say, you want to do the joint project? So we both did this survey together. We thought that Muslims will be hardly 5%. When we opened the data, 45% of Muslims marry to non-Muslims. And it's a Shefak Maya, she is a proud Muslim. Now you may say that 45% of Muslims marry interfaith. Wrong. Probably I will say that 90% of people who married to these Muslims in America, they converted. So for Muslims it was within faith marriage. So now Muslims always claim that Hindus has hierarchies, class systems, because they are in Islam, everybody are treated same. On Muslim, the lowest are those atheists and LGBT, forget it. In Islamic world, they'll be in deep trouble. So those are the lowest class. Then Hindus, they believe in God, but they are confused people. They are polytheists and they have to be changed to right believer. Then there are people of books, that's Jews and Christians. Hindus must convert to marry. If it is a Christians or a Jew, they don't have to convert, but they have to make sure the child is raised only in the Islamic faith. And then on the top, Muslims, they are the ones who are going to go to heaven. Again, within that, there are Shias there who will be, but Sunnis are, I don't want to get in that one. So, Hindu-Jew marriage. Let's see, we will go through now variety of combinations of marriage, and you will know the complexity of the issues. It's all over. Jews will say children must have breast to announce the child as a Jew. All children must have circumcision. Many Jews are, I found that they are very open-minded in colleges, and it's not a big issue unless they are really fanatic to begin with. They will tolerate Hindu way idol worshiping for a while, but it's possible that after a while they start feeling, oh no, this is idol worshiping, it's just too much for me. So problem may come later on. Now, I'm giving you 3 Jews Christian marriages. 2 I have no problem, and like this one. Ivanka Trump converted to Judaism, to marry to Jared Kushner. They are happy. I have nothing to say for them. Chelsea married to another Jew. Chelsea is still Christian Methodist. She says, I'm not going to convert. She says, so be it. And they are still happily married. So both scenarios, I have no problem. They are happy, things are working for them. What I have problem is this one. That Joseph, a Christian, he says, I'm so Christian. And Rebecca, real Jew, so she says, you have to convert to Judaism. She said, why not? I love you. Converted. They have a child. Now Joseph heard, this is my daughter. So he took a reporter from TV, took the daughter to church and get it baptized in front of TV. And it becomes a very sensational news. She filed a lawsuit against him because husband and wife both are Jews, so child should be Jews. Versus you cannot have 2 labels. You cannot have a Jewish label and this priest as well as this baptism. That's no. So I'm telling our kids, don't be like Joseph. Don't try to please your lover, whatever, and do what you don't mean it. If you mean it, go for it 100%. But don't later on have a realization that, oh my God, no, that's now because then you're going to create trouble for both the couple as well as both sorts of families. So it's a mess. Let's look at Muslim Christian marriages. In Quran it says you have to have only faith in Allah. Jesus, that is the son of Mary, was no more than an apostle. And I won't bore you to each and all. Basically, Quran says that Christianity, if it is a fundamental belief that Jesus is the son of a God, that's a monstrous faith. So that's invalid thinking. Shahada. How many of you know what is Shahada? Okay, few things. Shahada is the way to convert to Islam. And you know what it takes to convert to Islam? You just have to go to in front of Imam and say, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. If you say these things, you are Muslim. That's it. It just takes 2 minutes of time. Before marrying to Muslim, you must be converted to Islam, and then only you could have Islamic nikah. There is no single imam in this world who will perform Islamic nikah wedding, even in any corner of the world, without converting the Hindu to Islam. Baptism. What is baptism? Baptism is to repudiate former practices of Islam and live with Christ forever. So if a true Christian and true Muslim wants to marry, no way. Hindu-Christian marriage. That's probably many of us may have experienced. About a third marry to Christians, as I said, and if it did not happen in your family, it may happen, or to your neighbors. There is no Catholic church who will perform Hindu wedding for a Hindu without a prenuptial agreement. You have to sign an agreement, and it's on my book, page 71, exactly what agreement you have to sign it. And probably, I have a feeling that most Hindus married to Christians, they let their child baptize because they feel that we have our rituals, they have theirs, it's just deep in water, how does it matter? So Hindu don't see as a threat that your child getting baptized and all that. But I don't have data, it's just my personal feeling. This is a good example. Think how much pain and suffering some 24 years old Maya may be going through. She's writing me that she is in love with this boy. Both are very open-minded pluralists. They don't care for all those things. And they are open to edges. But as soon as parents got involved, parents says only one request. We have a tradition to marry in church. That's a simple job. Church is telling Maya to convert to Christianity. And further to write that prenuptial agreement. So she's coming to me that, what should I do? So I give her all those, make up your mind. That's what you want to do it. So now church is telling to the parents, the in-laws of Maya, or potential in-laws of Maya, that if those Christian parents, if this Maya doesn't convert and if their son goes and married by civil wedding, they will take away the rights of Holy Communion. They will kick out the parents from the church, which is so important because they want to go to Jesus. And now they say, no way. Plus, they have a burial site there. And they're going to take away a burial site. Sorry, no more, no more. Now think of this 24-year-old daughter. She's totally confused. All the pressure on her. She cannot explain this to her parents that what should I do about it? Because probably the parents doesn't know. She cannot go and to talk to her Pandit ji. Pandit ji, namaste. ये मेरा प्रॉब्लम है क्या करूं? हमको क्या पता शादी कर रहा था करवा देते हैं हम तो. That's only Pandit knows. Point is, who is going to guide her? She's so confused. So after all those, it's on page 897, it's on the book, you read it. And there are so many examples of like that. They are so helpless, they don't know what to do. There are so many comes to me and says, I'm willing to die, I'm just so depressed and unbelievable. It keeps on going on and on. 1200 cases. Hindu-Muslim marriage, you know it well, Shamila Tagore converted to Islam, changed name to Begum Ayesha Sultana. 3 kids, all kids have Muslim names. Saif Ali Khan, interesting. Married to Amrita Singh, she converted, she followed everything. Still she got talaq. Kareena Kapoor, she says, no, I will not convert. So Saif says, okay. So it's as simple as this, I believe. He says, no, I will not convert. Do what you want to. I won't take baptism. It will delay the things few months. Ultimately, they come back. So it's very simple. You just have to be firm. That's it. No, I will not. But again, with their son named Taimur, we'll see how it goes. I want to convince you that it's not a scripture, but it's the person you're dealing with. That's what you have to, that's the problem. Because scriptures are there. All scriptures, it's immiscible. Even one Hindu to other Hindus, they are not compatible. Because his habits are different. Now, you may ask, my God, my head is already throbbing with all those too much information you gave me, overload. Is it something, one line you could remember because I have a short memory? I don't want to big things. Yes, I have a very small mantra, very easy mantra. You sing twice a day you sing it, you won't have any problem in life. And the mantra is, no BPS, no BPS, no BPS, no BPS, no BPS. When your son or daughter gets into love relationship and I'll tell you how to handle it, just say that no BPS, no BPS, no BPS. What is BPS? That's a term I made up. Bliss. You must have a circumcision on day 8. You just challenge them. No. That's a superstition. I mean science. What are you talking about? Baptism. No. We are divine. We don't need, we are not sinners. We don't need to wash our sins. Shahadat. There is only one Allah. Okay, accept it. And Muhammad Rasulullah. No. Keep Muhammad out. I'll accept my Allah. So, Hindus have nothing to gain by this BBS. And if you present this thing to your son or daughter right way, they don't have any argument. They will, follow what you do. The problem is, many Hindus say, well, we have our own ritual, they have their own. So, why you get stuck on it? What's the matter if they do baptism, but then they come to church too? But the problem is, what is the intention? For example, we have so many gods. And somebody comes that, can you take one more God? Oh, no problem. Come on, most welcome, we'll baptize. But you have to think of what is the thought process behind asking you for baptism. It's possible 10 years down the road you will find it out that all your gods disappeared. Only Jesus did. Was that intention? How are you going to know it? So that's why best insurance is don't even get it. And if somebody really insists, no, I must have a baptism, otherwise I'm not going to marry. If somebody is that religious fanatic, why you want to deal with it anyway? Might as well just put your foot. And if you put your foot, no, we will not have baptism. After 3-4 months they come back. Then it's possible that person is more moderate. And then what I tell in my website all the time is, in book I'm saying, promise less, produce more. Up to marriage, don't say this. Play hardball. Indians in general are bargainers. Why don't you use the bargaining tricks? Put really hardball that, look, we will not do nothing. And then go to that church every Sunday. And they say, wow, I did not expect it. They will be so appreciative of you. So, promise less, produce more. That's my message. Islam, there is no deity except Allah and Muhammad is apostle. And praying to any other is unpardonable sin. I will say that keep Muhammad out. I will accept Allah. 100% I will pray namaz, I will put on burqa, mosque and everything. But I will not utter a word Muhammad in my life. I mean, they will walk away. Once you have a Shahada, what is the risk to it? Punishment to be a Hindu after Shahada, the death. Muhammad said in Bukhari 984-57 that anybody leaves Islam, punishment is death. So you will not have daring to even go to any Middle Eastern countries because you were Muslim one time and now you are claiming to be Hindu. You are in deep trouble. And why you want to take, unless you have real faith in Islam, why you want to fake convert? I have major problem with fake conversion. If you have true faith, go for it. So bottom line, no BBS, no BBS, no BBS. That's the mantra we keep on singing. I'm a scientist, so I have to look at the mechanism, how cancer progresses and what things. So let's look at the mechanism of love. Why I know? Because 1200 years I have seen all kind of aspects. So in the beginning it starts that acquaintance, oh yeah, hi, how are you, nice, whatever. Then everybody starts like that, oh I'm a pluralist, I'm open-minded, I'm a secular, and why make all those fuss? There is only one God, so why fight? I mean, that's the way every marriage starts. If somebody starts the first day, somebody says, oh, you have to convert, let's go for date. You say, hell with you, I'm not going to convert. It's obvious, right? And then the other party spend a lot of money and they give you 10 times love which any other Hindu would give it to your sons or daughter. Why? First of all, they know that I'm dating this Hindu. One day I have to convert to my faith. And it's so much pain and suffering and take away from their family. To overcome, they give so much love to you. And definitely they spend a lot of money. And plus, if they convert you successfully, they would go to heaven. And on Judgment Day, you will have 72 virgins ready for you. So that is a big motivation, spending money. The sympathy game, that's something I will expand it more in next session. That the Jewish comes out and we had Holocaust, we sort of, and then Hindu will start crying. It is a serious thing, whatever happened in Judaism, I'm not. But again, you have sympathy right now, you marry, but then 10 years down the road you say, come on, you already told me 10 times, what do you want me to do? Once you are in married life, I mean, how long you could keep on crying about the same things? Islam will say, Muslim will say, we are discriminated in America and Trump is doing these things, and all of a sudden Hindu our kids so open-minded, pluralist, and they start feeling pain for them. So sympathetically. And then later stage comes, and then between them they start talking that, by the way, who is God? He says, I don't know. I mean, yeah, God. Why don't you, they challenge you, why don't you go explore? So then Hindu says, I have to explore it. Because they are dating. So they come to our mandir and see, and we are putting some milk on Shivlinga, and then, why are you pouring milk? He says, I don't know. I just put the whole gallon, that's it. I want to make sure Shiva is happy. Meaning, we cannot articulate our kids what is we are doing it. And then, this is one of the girl, and I have seen this thing quite often. He, the Muslim, knows more about Hinduism than me, the Hindu tells me. Now, why he knows Hinduism? Not because he has a passion for Hinduism and all that, but they are looking to make holes. They know so much about Hinduism, and they say, Parvati, Ganesha, what was the story? And oh my God, they tell you all kind of, plus so much sex steroid moving in your bloodstream, holding hands and all that. So it makes it easy to preach all those proceduralizing. And then at the end, 3-4 months before marriage, they says, sorry, my mother says you have to convert to Islam. Like they did not know on first date. And then I'm putting on my book that if somebody did not know that the Hindu will have to convert for this marriage, then you should send him to being in the same home for whole life. Then you should send him for psychological evaluation, that maybe he has some kind of psychological problem or IQ is too poor. So point is, that's where it progress. And then when you already announce to everybody you've been dating 10 years, alright, kar lo saada, kya karna hai, 2 minutes, ho gaya. So what I'm saying in my book, after years of romantic relation, to ask for BBS is an ugly form of proceduralism. Further I'm saying is BBS is a social evil for interfaith couple. This BBS, all kind of labeling, people really cry. Now let's go to the sympathy game. This is interesting. You have to know, it's a game, okay? So perpetrator or victim? Perpetrator or victim? Are it Muslims, perpetrator who goes and attack others, or they're the poor guy, those are getting being victim? 9/11 and ISIS and all that, then came Donald Trump. So all of a sudden, the game changed. Now the burqa or hijab is considered a fight against injustice, matter of American pride. And media will have so much sympathy for Muslims. So you have to learn to, whatever you have to learn to package it right. That's the message I'm trying to give. Now people will go big march, refugees, all those Muslims, welcome, racist, not. So I'm asking you a question. We Hindus, are we perpetrators or are we victims? You Hindus, oh forget it. You are bully. You go out and harass everybody. You discriminate all those untouchables. That's American media knows, American knows clearly, that's what it is. And you people who kill 2,000 people in Ahmedabad, 2,000 Muslims, shame on you, shame on you. So we are perpetrator. So I'm asking, how could we make that perpetrator image of Hindus in media and America in general to one day they will go with a flyer that Hindus are welcome, not the racists? How can we change that dynamic? So that's the challenge for us. I'm a speaker on Islamic Network Group. They call me for speaking on it. And I had one presentation to make to these Holocaust survivors. So they are, still there were 30, 40 of them, and I was so honored to, talking to Holocaust survivors. They are only a few lakhs, and then they were in San Francisco. After the end of our presentations where Christians, Jews, Muslims, and Buddhists, we were sitting on the panel like that, we gave up. At the end of the presentations, 2 Holocaust survivors came independently on their own. And they came and they were so mad and furious because of their history. And they said, if I have to change religion, I will change to your religion, your religion. And everybody are studying and not one, 2 of them came. So all of a sudden, why? That's not media knows Hinduism is. The way I presented Hinduism, and they get so this one. Same thing happens when I go and speak to 11th grade high school students. So many flock at me and say, I did not know all those Hinduism. So what I'm telling you, each of you, we got to reach out and repackage our whatever we have to offer. What we have to offer, what is our weakness? Major weakness we have is that You are too pluralist. You are wishy-washy. Yeah, tera God hai, ye hamara God hai, sabhi. That's our weakness. No, that's our strength. Cash on it. That's what I'm saying. How? Good point. Good point. Let's take interfaith marriage. How could we do it? You have to understand the situation. Your son or daughter one day may come out and give you shocking news. Mom, I'm in love with Mama. I'm in love with Jennifer. Now, all of a sudden, naturally, probably you are the last person to find it out that this thing happened. Probably everything is on the Facebook and whole world knows you are the last one. So you have to know the reality. And other thing, you have to know that this kid, your son or daughter, was in marriage, are in love for 1 to probably 10 years. Long relations. So foundation is so solid, concrete foundation. You're not going to break that foundation easily. So here you are sitting, and plus they recited that how to present to my parents. What should I say? I know my dad and mom, and they considered so many people that how should I present it? So here you are completely naive. They already have a prejudice for you that you will say these things. That's what you will say, and then you say, what do you say? Fight back. No way, interfaith marriage. That's bad. Go wrong. I told you so. Why are you doing it? No BMW. Never ever say this thing to your kids. Not even joke there. You say BMW, they say you guys are racist. You are racist. You lost your credentials. Never ever say this BMW word. And then you say, I'm going to lock you up in room. Do you ever dare into this 28 years old who is already living on his own to lock up? They will call police 911 and you will be in prison. You'll be in the CNN news. You kidding? And you say, I will disown my kids. I will not give you a penny. This is hell with your money. I don't need your money. Who asked you your money anyway? So you have to know that you are helpless. You are completely, you don't have stand no chance, whatever. And now you are trying to salvage maybe 5-10%. If you salvage, you're going to get 0. But if you could get 5-10%, that's a big win. So that's what my message is. How you could do it? So instead of being perpetrator, that's what exactly they knew that that's what you're going to say. Instead of them shock them, surprise them. They said, my God, who? I can't believe it. You saying it? You saying it? Can't believe it. So tell them, oh wow, that's nice, Mama. Oh, so nice, I'm so happy. I'm sure you're smart and you must have made a good decision. And you must have made sure that it's the right person. So I'm very happy. Good job. As much as it's hurt, play game. Mom, are you talking? Yes. Why not? Tell me more. Keep your mouth shut, ears open. Mouth shut, ear open. Mouth shut, ear open. Hear everything for 1 month. Keep on collecting one. See, when you are fighting, you are a war. It's important to know what enemy has it, what enemy is hiding, or surveillance and all that. So now you have a chance. Keep your mouth shut. And 1 month, go on all those Google sites and survey and all that. Keep on collecting data before you open your mouth. Keep your mouth shut. Important. And then say, let's go to your mosque. I like to know. I always wonder. I never get down. Let's go to Muhammad's mosque. And then you put on nice sari and put on the biggest bindi you could think of and go there. And you will find it out that you are told that mosque, really go there, and probably they will feel offended that you come with the bindi and all that. And you say, no, don't try to make, you respect them, truly respect them. And your son and daughter will start feeling uncomfortable, that whatever, and if they accept you, might as well fully respect them. And then let's go meet all your relatives, everybody. So really merge in that one. And then once you took 1 month or 2 like that, and then you say that, to be fair, let's share faith. You take yours, we have our faith, and share. And when you present these things to your child, and they are intelligent people, they respect you, this is, no, Mama, it's fair. You are pretty reasonable. I never expected you this one, and you're doing too much anyway. So you are playing victim game now. Yeah, let's respect their things, I will respect. And truly, you have to genuinely respect them. It's going to be as hard as it is, you have to do it. And then says that, we want 50-50. We don't want 51%. No way. But we will not settle for 49%. Is it fair? And he says, yeah, no, I think Mom, you are fair. Now what happened that you win the trust of your own son and daughter. And then you say, okay, this thing is there. Now situation, they go out, start dating again, whatever, next 3-4 months. And then your daughter or son will say, let's have equality. And all of a sudden they say, no, you cannot have equality. Share faith. I cannot share your faith. I mean, you are a sinner. I cannot respect your faith. Everything will fall apart. And you will hear 3 or 6 months later that, we give up. You don't have to say nothing. So what I'm saying is play the victim game. Never be perpetrator. You'll be a loser. In America, start acting like a victim and present it and cash on pluralism. What Hindu parents could do up to marriage time, okay? And then we'll look at after marriage. I met Dan and Saraswati on August 27, 2008. And at that time I was still forming my ideas and all that, and I showed him what are my ideas, thinkings and all that. And I was surprised that he took 20 minutes, keep on listening to me. I mean, look how attentively he's looking at me. And he keep on listening everything. And then finally, at the end, he says, go tell all Hindu parents, and I'm conveying his message, that be Hindu first. And to your sons and daughters, from the first day they born, every day do morning puja and evening puja, and if you were true to begin with, you will not have this problem. I was disappointed by his answer. I was expecting him to, but he's honest, he's very true. And that is fact. So we are not Hindu. So I mean, why we are fighting for our rights? In true sense at least. I met Sri, again trying to reach my same message that I was looking for support from him. What he says that he was surprised. Isn't it interfaith marriage good? I mean, he says wherever he go, all over the world, everybody likes to convert to Hinduism. I said, Swamiji, unfortunately in my mind that our sons and daughters don't have knowledge, your level of knowledge anyway. See, there's a disconnect here. That what is our Swamiji's wanted, we did not do it. And we are in a quite different situation. So, what I'm saying, you're not going to like it. At least guys, you're not going to like it. Let me ask you a survey to all the guys. How many of you routinely help your wife cleaning dishes? Raise your hands. Sorry to put you on hand, but the point is, if you tell your wife, even once, अरे माया जरा पानी ला दो मेरे लिए, अरे चल संभाल ला जो टूट ना जाए. Your daughter who is sitting there, 8 years old maybe, she make up that I'm not going to marry anybody like my dad. So as a dad, be like your daughter will want to marry. And practice it in your home. Treat your wife with dignity and respect. And so when they marry to whoever they marry, doesn't matter. They know that, yes, or probably the more reason they will marry to Hindu because they know that Hindus are like my dad, good or bad, or not married. As I said, never even this BMW. Don't bring up racist questions to your family. Don't say that, do you know these Muslims, oh my God, they are making troubles. You know, these Christians, they are, it will really backfire on you. It's really backfire on you. Kids will start losing respect for you. Other thing is, major mistake every parent that my son or daughter, she or he cannot marry interfaith. I said, take it exactly other way. Assume that one day he or she just born 2 months before, he is going to marry interfaith. Start preparing that way. And if you are really fully prepared, and then ultimately they marry to Hindu, so be it, good. And if they marry interfaith, at least you are prepared for the worst. So that's a very important point. And as I said, the day you hear mom or I'm in love, just repeating because it's so important. Keep your mouth shut and ears open. And just propose after a few months, completely getting complete picture of the situation. No big yes, it doesn't make sense. You put them on the spot. Tell me how it is logical. Tell me why it is. You don't have faith, then why you want to fake convert? Why you want to fake things? Why to make lies and deceptions a foundation of your married life? Now, after marriage, let's say your son baptized, daughter took Shahadat, converted to Islam, started wearing veil, and you are 100% loser. What could you do now? What I'm saying, I had a discussion with Swami Aruga Swami in my early period, and he helped me reform my thinking. He says, doesn't matter. Still they are believing God, no problem. You keep on giving them love just like you did it ever before. Doesn't matter what faith they are following, what they converted to. They are doing namaz in your own homes, let them, but welcome them. It took me time to understand, but he has such a beautiful message. That give them love, plenty of love, make them part of family. So as I said that you have a 0% chance of installing your faith. But if you follow these things, at least you may have 10, 20, 30, 50%, who knows 100%. You never know. But at least if you keep that option open. Also keep reminding them that, beta, this is not equality, you understand, right? I mean, I'm trying to make you happy, but this is not fair deal. You know it, right? Even though whatever they say, keep hammering them. This is not a fair deal. I'm just doing for your thing. And ultimately, you will heal them that, no, dad and moms are right. This was not a fair deal, I did it. Go to the religious activity and respect their beliefs. Invite them to Hindu activities. Don't be shy. Come on over. We have this Gauri Pujan or these things and that thing. Invite them. Let them keep on declining. This is interesting article in page 46 of my book. Mira versus Margaret. That's really important. You will like it, that article. If there's a Margaret comes to your home, mother-in-law will make nice samosas, and Margaret will say, Mommy, wow, I love it, great. And then you will go and brag to all your friends, you know, my Margaret loves my samosa. Let's say it was a Mira who came to your home. What you will do? Are Mira, can you fry samosa for me? So Mira says, yeah, first day, I will do it. My mother never asked me to fry samosa, but since the potential mother-in-law or mother-in-law says, I will go. And then while frying, she will be thinking that I just bought this $300 dress to please you. And here it goes, all those fumes, she will hate it. And finally, when she presents the samosa to mother-in-law says, you know, it's not crispy enough. Teri maine nahi sikhaya hoga. I will teach you next time. So, why are you discriminating your own people? Why? Margaret versus Mira? Read that article. You will know what I'm trying to say. The children, something you have to know that the name counts. What will be the name of my children? Circumcision. Read the article on page 44. Is it circumcision? I'm a scientist. I have done thorough research on it. Read so many papers on circumcision because of science. Because people try to convince you that yeah, circumcision is a science. There is a value to it. And I have thoroughly explained it. Yes, there is a value to it. But the question is, are you doing it for science reason or your superstitious reason? And you challenge your children on that one, they will start thinking about it. Install derping value along with whatever other values they are doing it. Don't say only take my money. Yeah, take everything. We are pluralists, might as well be that. Other thing, we Indians have amassed a lot of money. We are rich. Make a point of spending all those money lavishly on your son or daughter who married to Muslim, converted to Islam, and this one. Take them to lavish, rich, expensive restaurants and take them to big vacations and all that. And treat them really like, so your grandkids, yeah, I want to go to mama and the grandparents and because they really treat me, they give me so much more. You spend money so much till when they open up your bill and they look what money you have, zero. Nothing there. Meaning blow up all your money while you're alive. What I'm saying is, when you give money, give with the warm hands. Don't give it with a cold hand. Meaning you are dead and when they amassed $20 million, your asset, and you were so miser and never spend it, that's not doing anything. Might as well spend money when you are alive. And make them happy, make them part of it. And if you make it, all of a sudden, money counts. If you take them to Hawaii vacation every year and to Thailand, whole family together, well, they will start loving you. Money counts. You have money, spend it money. Okay, now as a community, not individual, what community could do as a community? Let's look at this one. Be objective. Don't look into stopping interfaith marriages, but work on stopping the conversion. That should be the goal. Support the victim family. If you know that somebody had an interfaith marriage, don't try to poke holes in, make their life miserable. Genuinely go help out. Maybe do some research on it and help them out really genuinely. Again, as I said, that no BBS should be the insurance, best insurance. No BBS, sorry. Join my website, interfaithsadi.org. You all could do it. It's a public forum. You could go on a Google, put it on this one, and you start consulting, putting your few cents. Everybody has rights to put. I have 6,000 comments. None of you have commented. The best part is when you start putting comments and start preaching somebody, no, you cannot do this thing. Then you will find it out. Just assume that if your son or daughter is there or cousin, what you will say. So it will give you practice right there, and it's a free. Some consultation service and all that. Other important point is reach out to community. We have something really great to sell, and that's our pluralism. Whatever weakness we call it, cash on it. When you go and tell Americans, this book, I'm amazed and surprised that the Christians, read over here, back last page, Christians, Jews and Muslims, they love it. They are more excited than most other Hindus. I said, my God, you sure? You don't find this offending? And I'm really happy to see that. The reason is they see it's a pluralistic message. I'm not trying to say that, no, everybody should become Hindu, come to my fold. No, I never said that. And when it's an equal message, that's what America wants to hear. Media wants to hear. So cash on it. Reach out to Hindu American Foundation has a good program, Dharma Ambassador. They are training people to go and speak out to other places. When I go to speak, I get so excited about it. Mandirs, it's time to change. It's time to change our mandirs. Our wedding mandir officials, pandits and all that, should guide people in love. They should be trained for it. They have to know the legality of interfaith marriage. Let me give you one example. Very sad story. Page 185. This Chetna Shiva Bhakta, until her late age, she never dated anybody, never had sex with anybody. She was clean. She got in love with a Muslim guy, and she said, "Look, I cannot do all those things." So after a long convincing, she says, "Okay, you have to first get married, and then only we could go further." So this Chetna and this Muslim guy got married in a Hindu Shiva temple because it was worth it. A Hindu Muslim came, and he came with 3 other Muslim friends and her mother, and Panditji did the puja, and they got married. Now they are married and walk out. Right away she realized that his marriage was just a way to take her to wedding. Nothing more. In 3 months, he forced us, beating and all that, and ultimately she had to convert to Islam. I asked her that, wait, you had a marriage, so why don't you have any proof? She says, I have all those photos, but photos somehow he got hold of it and he burned all those photos, so he doesn't. I said, but the mandir official, the Panditji who did it, did he document anything? He says, Panditji just took the dakshina, blessed us and done it. Nothing more. What Panditji should have done is document, take this, get a notarized and register Hindu marriage in, I think you are tired, probably this one is tired too. Register Hindu marriage in, according to Hindu Marriage Act in India. That he did not do it. So what I'm saying, the priest failed to protect an innocent Hindu girl. And who is to blame? We all to be blamed. We need to change it. Versus, if any Christian marries in a church, the church goes through so much procedures. You have to go and spend a 1 week there, whole day. You have to take a week off from your work, and they train you exactly what you're getting into it. And it's so noble things. So you're not naive what you're getting into it. Islam, they are upfront and honest. You've got to convert. And they make it clear that its conversion is not a fake one. You have to be 0% Hindus, 100% Muslim. Are we preparing our own youths for interfaith marriage and for marrying? So continuing further, in mandirs, we should reduce the rituals as much as it may hurt you. And we should have more sermons where people understand what we're trying to say rather than just go through rituals. As much as we love Sanskrit and Hindi, we should increase the use of English, because if we are an audience, if we are talking about next generation, we got to have it. Involve children. It really hurts my heart when I see in mandir some puja, some going on, and some kids are playing and giggling and all that, and everybody looks, shh, everybody looks at it. It's not a fault of that 8 years old boy. What are you expecting? 2 hours to sit there? And we got to change that model. We have to take the kids out to some side room and put some color activity and all that. If we don't, then that kid who was told to shoo, he says, hell with your Hinduism, I don't give a damn to you. We should have a mandir, Sunday schools, a must. Every mandir should have it, otherwise it's not a mandir. We should have a yoga, Bharatanatyam, other cultural activities constantly ongoing. And we should have a reach out committee every mandir where we reach out to others. So ending, thank you for listening this long, I know it's a long. Finally, I'm summarizing everything what I shared in the book. As I told you, I'm more excited that in the back pages, there are good comments from all others. So it's really, really nice. Summarizing what I told you, interfaith marriage is a part of our life. Accept it. Learn to recognize the religious fanatic. Christians and Muslims are not bad. It's a fanatic is something your problem. So that's what learn who is fanatic and who is not and what you want it. You have to decide what is right and wrong for you. It's your decision. I would say that it's probably no BBS is a good mantra for you. It's easy to convince your child. It's insurance against religious fanatic. And now you are the ambassadors for, I'm glad whoever came, because you care for it. Now I expect each of you to go out and be ambassador. Don't be sick, timid and forget about this thing. Go out and spread a message. And the message should go out all over. Again, we are not taking anybody's beliefs and all that. We want to respect everybody. We are pluralists. We want others to teach pluralism and in true sense, in marriage. Thank you very much.